clash of two metas.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too because we're going to see the power it is that really, what does it come down to? Does it come down to Tyra's damage and the power it is that it can have, or will Genos' overcome throughout this match? But we already see Mr. Sadaka already pushing up a little bit too far, eating a lot of damage as well. Mutu giving him that respect. One of his teammates peeling back. Spunky trying to help him out, gives him the Void Grip, but the first blood will go to Freeze God in this case.
And right now it's a dangerous game. Ninu going to get caught out as well. So Phoenix and Ninu both going to get eliminated here, which makes it a lot easier to get aggressive onto that Strix, and aggressive they will be. SSG have dialed this one in.
That's for sure. But Lazy, however, doesn't want to go down without a fight. Finds the kill on the Freeze God. Ares might be the next one in this case. He has 2v1 right now. Ash shoulder bashes right in. Lazy pops him, makes sure he can finish off that kill right there, meaning that Sadaka in this case, Khan, has to back up and give them the respect that they deserve in this case. And Nara trying to find her way in. Still mounted, but just currently dismounted.
It's going to be a lot of questions. Good shot into the back line for the dismount, but also just for the poke. Kind of keeping Rachao under wraps as well, making him kind of play around Waterfall in a not awkward but uncomfortable position. He's not able to be on the objective as much as he would like, and there's not as much ground here gained for SSG as I'm sure they're hoping this pressure will give them.
That's for sure. However, we already see Freeze God and Sadaka already rushing Phoenix in the back line, trying to capitalize on that mark it is that is put onto him. Mitao finishing him off. The overpower actually does end up going through. Misses though, but Freeze God makes sure he cleans up a kill in this case. Him and Sadaka now moving to the back line. They find one on the Ninu as well. A double for Freeze God with another in the works for Sadaka in this case. 3 are down, 2 currently respawning, 1 just came up, and a point on the board for SSG.
And I love this. I mean, the thing they've done that is major difference, not only are they kind of going just back to the meta that they were pretty dominant at already, but they put Ares back on something he has shown himself to be very prominent on. That's one of the biggest things yesterday. Freeze God would be hit or miss, but Ares was almost always a miss in every game we saw yesterday. So putting him on something where we know he can be consistent, SSG kind of dial that one in, and that makes it a little easier to maybe go up against Na'Vi.
For sure, the crossfire comes through along with the time and space, but the damage coming out on the Phoenix is going to be enough for them to melt. Dome Shield dropped on the point, allows Lazy to catch a kill onto Freeze God. But in this case, both the two of them, Sadaka and Ares, go around the side, meet Lazy there in orange, and find the kill necessary to make sure they can pick him off and keep Natus Vincere on the back foot.
Now, the biggest thing it seems to be is that Na'Vi just don't know how to handle exactly Freeze God right now. He's the one kind of running rampant. I mean, 5 and 2, they've been able to knock him down a couple pegs, but he's the one running away with it. And Ninu on the other side is not having the kind of matching performance you expect out of a Maeve in this one-on-one with the flanks. And so finally being able to kind of get some more kills on the board, keep things calm here for Na'Vi. SSG are playing to their strengths, and I think they recognize that.
A couple of kills on SSG, like you had just said, Gore, are going to force them to really just back off. We see a Nara going around here on the side, a couple, well, really just one shot. Signal shot from Freeze God. Going to allow and really just force this Ashe to back up a little bit, but the overpower on the Lazy throws him right off the side. They managed to find the kill it is they need, and now we see Sadaka going around the side, but didn't know there were a lot of people that were still above him. Goes right back in the orange room, tries to make sure he can give himself a little bit more health and out of combat healing. In this case, there are 3 individuals above him, unbeknownst.
Looking for the angles. That's kind of the big question for Na'Vi. Where do they go? How do they fight it? This is a good map for SSG, a good comp for SSG, but it's been stalled out right here. 17 seconds left. They're contesting as they're walking it forward. Without Lazy, it might be able to kind of roll its way in, but they lose 2 in the process.
Oh, yeah, with a third potentially going down. In this case, we already see that Natus Vincere, okay? Na'Vi already picked off 3 individuals on SSG's side, going to force Sadaka to back off. Battle Shout gives some immunity, but they will be able to defend in this case. Natus Vincere still has plenty up their sleeve. The Dome Shield already went down to Lazy earlier on in that case, but I will have to see again once we actually get back in the game. He does not have it. He is close, though. That's what I thought.
5, 4, and 3. I mean, he's getting most of the kills for his team. Mutu's putting the damage out, but Lazy's cleaning him up. Ninu trailing behind there. But much as you'd expect, I mean, Na'Vi with a Genos, a Luminary behind them, absolutely should be in the position of top damage. And the top 3 going that way. A lot of resilience coming out for SSG, looking to deal with the CC that is going to come. And there's a hefty chunk of it. It's going to deal with a ton on the side of Na'Vi. You're looking at Midnight, you're looking at the Assert Dominance, you're looking at Void Grip. Pretty much anything and everything you want going to be affected by that, so it's going to be a worthy buy.
Spunky all the way here on the back line, just tossing out his heels every now and again, flashbang to force the Doc back, says he literally can't see, doesn't know where it is that he is currently in this point in time. He is sniping the illusions, making sure that he gives some space and allows them not to be as healed or as comfortable as they are, pushing them up currently. A couple shots here and there, blink and soar away. Gets another shot on the Lazy right there. Is not going to be enough, though, to find really an opening, but Ninu and the rest of Natus Vincere are really just trying to push in right there. Mutu getting the kill in the mid-tower. That's going to mean a lot. Throws Ash all the way back. Ooh. Manages to slink his way into the water, the depths below, but Mutu find a double kill for himself with Ninu. Another one, well, really two in this case total, managing to actually clutch that out for his team, while the payload was pretty much being capped by Spun.
Yep, and they grab that one, start moving forward. They made the proper adjustments. The only thing that really could have changed throughout all of that was Phoenix. You saw him kind of going for the dash, and for anyone who doesn't know, Ash, whenever she activates Shoulder Bash, if she's in the air, immediately, like a magnet, drops to the ground. And there's certain moments, especially with Overpower, if you get access to it and you can spam it fast enough, you could potentially save yourself from going off the map like that. Phoenix tried it, but it came down a little too late, wasn't able to stay on the map. And that's literally the only improvement they could have made in that fight, was just to make it a little cleaner at the end there.
Illusory Rift is used to pretty much keep the rest of everybody on SSG juiced up to make sure they can do stuff like that, where Freeze God and Sadak are both running down Phoenix. They do get the kill. Ninu on a couple daggers. Nothing too concrete. Does find at least one of them to hit on Freeze God. Not a lot of damage, but at least a healthy chunk. Mutu really just positioned it away. I'll make it hard for them to punish him for peeking out a little bit too far in this case. Lazy pushing that payload. Mutu, first shot rings true.
The question is, how many shots can he continue to ring true?
Right.
It's just that pressure that the sniper is going to bring has to be massive, and it can't just be around the objective. It has to be around all aspects of this. Otherwise, not only is it just a lot of pressure on Ninu, but you also have to recognize they're going to be fighting a 4v5 unless Mutu is felt. And it's moments like that, right? You need someone who's able to hit that shot on a Freeze God, and he just doesn't quite have the right angles.
That damage mark meant a lot, dude, that Ares put on the Lazy right there. The shot coming out from Freeze God, along with the focus fire from his team, was not only just enough to do the damage, but it netted them the kill in this case, thanks to the damage amp from Ares. Lazy's already back, though. We see that Freeze God trying to have a few shots on Mutu. Both him and Sadak already in the back line, trying to make sure they punish Mutu for being in a spot like that. Dome shield goes down, though, by Lazy, and that's a huge commitment to make. Now that we only have 20 seconds left on the clock, he finds the kill, but it's not going to be enough to keep them.
10 seconds left means probably no overtime here, as Na'Vi get knocked back. And I did jinx us. Between games, I was saying that there was no way that we'd be seeing 4 threes come through again, because it just felt like SSG might be outclassed, but lo and behold, we're on the right path to get there.
Indeed, we already have a 2-2 tie currently in terms of scoring, but that doesn't mean that, once again, neither Na'Vi or SSG are out of the books. The only thing that we really have to be concerned about, that I will be concerned about on Na'Vi's side, is that Dome Shield was used to try and capitalize on a potential pick that might happen, but nevertheless, it wasn't enough to hold Natus Vincere's push. And in this case, we have 2 ultimates online. We have the Midnight, we have the Assert Dominance. Through time and space is getting there, but look at SSG. Look at how many ultimates, actually all of their ultimates that are currently online coming into this next fight, going to play a huge role against Natus Vincere.
I mean, Midnight at this point, Assert Dominance, both, I mean, they matter, but they're not going to matter as much. Resilience, again, is a big buy for Space Station, and so being able to just get that one item online is going to help them deal with 2 ultimates on the side. Crossfire's been popped. No kills coming out of it, though, so Ares able to maybe spread some poke, but not do too much. Illusory Rift was popped as well. Still not finding too much other than just keeping the tanks alive. Yeah,
however, Phoenix, one of the first frontliners to fall in this case. Freeze God getting another kill onto Ninu. Lazy being forced to back up the wall, though, to prevent him from running away any more further. Hunter's Mark right onto him, make sure that Ares able to clean it up, but at the same time, Freeze God did get the damage that they needed. 60% onto the point already and steadily climbing for SSG.
And you just need better shots from Mutu. I mean, it's got to start making a difference. He's got to start hitting things, and it needs to be able to find kills. They're just not seeing too much come from him. A beautiful, well, attempted assert dominance there from Phoenix. Ends up landing flat on his face and melted down. Lazy going to be the next one to come through. It's just not connecting here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I think what got me
Seismic
just what got me was that I heard assert dominance. I was like, okay, Phoenix is trying to go over the wall, but I think it was his limped, stunned body that was just following all the way through, just all the way over the bridge into the point to allow them to pretty much burst them down in that case. Very well played by SSG. I mean, I'm impressed. Yesterday, they weren't looking so high. Now they're 3-2 against Natus Vincere.
I mean, I'm going to take it with the credence. They're playing their meta, and that's kind of the biggest thing is we've talked about that, and we've heard so many teams say this through interviews. But sometimes, who cares what's meta? Play your game, and that's what they're doing right now. And that's honestly the big difference maker. If you get Freeze God having this kind of performance, Na'Vi just don't know how to deal with him. It's always been one of their weaknesses. It's always been one of the reasons that SSG's maybe had their number. If they can kind of keep knocking on this door throughout this set, then they're going to open it up a lot wider. They might be able to find themselves more than just a map, but they still have to get through that hurdle first. A good crossfire there. Maybe Fairies was able to live a little longer. Could have changed that, but a lot of streaks getting burnt out here for SSG.
Yeah, both Lazy and Ninu find the kills as they need. Rachao jumps off on the side, of course, just to make sure that he doesn't really get staggered out too bad. Wants to make sure he can regroup with his team, reformulate a plan. In this case, both Sadak and Freeze God. Way in around the corner. Freeze God taking his time, really biding his time. They have 1 minute, 5 seconds left. They've got plenty of time to decide what it is that they need to do or how they want to approach this in this case. Mutu getting a shot on the Sadak. Nothing concrete yet, though.
Trying to find the angles. I think that's going to be the phrase I've said the most this game, because that's all that Mutu can really do is look for all those different parts. There's going to be an overpower into an assert dominant, staying on the map as of right now. Khan going for the dash off, and well, everyone's going to end up trading out. Phoenix does fall down, but it does not get accredited to Sadak, even though it was all on their side. That Na'Vi were able to kind of burn down SSG. Very impressive kind of trades from that. Ult for ult is probably the biggest thing. Both going to be at 10% now, probably accruing around the same rate until damage starts coming online for the Khan. And until then, I mean, 10 seconds, SSG don't look like they're much closer to cracking the shell. Yeah,
that's for sure. Ninu finding some daggers, and like you've been saying, Gore, Mutu was currently trying to look for an angle, trying to find an opportunity for him to get a shot in, at least force them back. But we already hear the illusion rift, and my goodness, Freeze God. 1 kill, 2 kills for him. Lazy and Mutu having to pretty much do what it is that they can. A circular movement coming out from Freeze God, just trying to spiral his way in to see if he can get some more damage off. But a double kill from Mutu, that's going to be the end. That's going to be the ending to that.
He found his angle.
Yeah,
he got up in the carry. He got up in the carry corner, put his scope on the payload, and said, "All right, this is how we're going to play this one. Let's see what we can do." And it's just those moments where it makes the difference. I mean, that illusory rift was almost 100% just meant to keep Freeze God alive and keep him running forward. The fact that he was able to still pick up a bunch of kills before going down was very prominent. I mean, 14, 9, and 10. He's doing a ton of work, top damage on his team. But you're having to put up deal with 111,000 coming down from Strix. You have now the ults online for Na'Vi. No Dome Shield, no Assert Dominance. But Midnight can set up Strix. Flashbang can set up Strix. And who knows, maybe some, well, never mind. I was going to say maybe Spunky can hit one. But this time it's still going to slip through.
Yeah, the fact that they ended up missing that. Nothing too telling yet. They are still holding on to what it is they can, but Freeze God going in, knowing what to, man, I'm just so impressed because I'm seeing him just dive in and get these kills instantly. I don't even have the time to properly cast some of the stuff with how fast it is that he's actually moving. He's moving at light speed. My P-Brain can't keep up. All I can say is that Mutu is in the back trying to find these shots. He's hitting them on the Inara, but 60% on the point. I mean, SSG look like they're going to end up taking this one, possibly. Yeah,
they're going to have to be able to deal with that. They're going to have to get some Cauterize out there as soon as they can. Stop Rachao. They already stopped Sadak. They stopped Ares. There's Rachao on the list. So Na'Vi taking this one back.
Yeah, I mean, they do get the daggers on the Freeze God. There's no kill on him yet, though. He tries to go in, stall just a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough. 2 people already on the point. The rest are going to try and zone. Now we only see 1 person on the point, which I would assume in this case is Spunky Phoenix on his way back. Mutsu trying to make sure he can be in a position with these dismounts. And Lazy holding the point, puts up the shield, makes sure Zadok and the rest of them can't hit him.
Going to be dancing around. Will just have charged up the Dome Shield, and with 99%, they're going into overtime. I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop that just to maintain ground and kind of keep SSG from touching down.
However, with 2 kills already on the board, the 3rd already being there, we see that the Seismic Crash is trying to be used. Freeze God gets a few shots in, but it's not going to be enough. He's not going to have the last word, had the last shot, but Natus Vincere in this case win game 1.
Very strong.